Hey there, Yoga Mamas. Kia Williams here, coming at you with another yoga tutorial. So this one comes from Angela in the Yoga Mamas Facebook group, and she said that one of the most challenging poses that she's working on right now is Chaturunga. So this tutorial is all about what's good about Chaturunga, what's the benefits, how not to do it, and how to do it correctly so that you can continue to do this pose in your everyday asana practice throughout the rest of your life. So the first thing that we want to talk about is, why do we do Chaturunga in the first place? So if you've been to any other kind of fitness class, any kind of, workout session at the gym, most of the time they're going to encourage you to do something like a push-up, and Chaturunga is basically a yogic push-up. Okay, so when we're doing Chaturunga, we are strengthening our upper body, arms, chest, shoulders, wrist, fingers, and even more importantly, we're really strengthening almost all of the muscles in the core of our body. Front of the core, side of the core, back of the core. As a matter of fact, just holding a plank for 30 to 60 seconds is a really good full body strengthening practice. All right, so that's why we want to do it, so that we can stay strong, and from a yogic perspective, strengthening those muscles and helping us to have good habits around our nice long Chaturunga helps us to stand up nice and tall, so that we're not hunching over as we get older, because we actually have the muscle strength and tone to hold our bodies upright. Now, when I was maybe in my 20s, I used to go to an Ashtanga-based yoga vinyasa practice. And one of the teachers there told me that if I kept doing my Chaturunga the way that I was doing it, I would be sure to blow my shoulders out and not be able to practice it well into my old age. So I quickly changed based on her suggestion. I'm going to show you what I was doing then and how I've changed it up now. So let's get into it right now. So the first thing I want to do is prepare my body for Chaturunga. And to do that, then we're going to just do anything that helps you to articulate the spine, helps you to move the spine, flex the spine, and elongate the spine. So a couple of rounds of cat-cow will help you to warm the shoulders up, pressing the mat away here, sinking the chest down, opening up the belly, opening up the chest. Do a couple of rounds like that, right? You could do anything, even seated, that helps you to articulate the spine. You could open up the chest this way, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then draw the backs of the hands together around the chest, stretching the back body. Right? If you do a couple of rounds of that with your breath, then you'll be ready to move into Chaturunga. So the first thing we want to do is come into table pose. And we're going to have our hands, our wrists, underneath of our shoulders and our knees underneath of our hips. And we're going to start in a modified Chaturunga. So starting at the base of our body, spread the fingers out, root all of the hand bones down into the floor. Same cues as you get in downward facing dog. Make sure that there's no tense space underneath of your index finger and your thumb. You want all of the hand bones pressing down. So I'm going to walk my knees back just about 3 or 4 inches so that my shoulders express over my wrist, and I'm a nice straight line from the crown of my head out through my knees in this case. Rolling the inner arms in towards each other helps me firm up my pectoral muscles. Right, so I'm here, engaging the belly. You can hold this. Once you feel really strong here, then we're going to start to bend the elbows. Bend them just a little bit at first. Now, if you notice something like this happening, then you want to draw back in and come back to holding this pose. Right? If you can bend your elbows just a smidgen and still stay straight as a stick, then go down a little bit further. Right? We want to stop our Chaturunga right about when our elbow's at 90 degrees. And then we're going to push back up. So here is the important thing here. We never want our shoulders to dip way down below our hips, meaning we never want to take our elbows out of a right angle. As soon as we get to this kind of angle on the elbows, we get into dangerous territory. So I'm going to show you what I was doing that I was encouraged not to do. I used to come into my high plank here. First of all, I used to jump back from forward fold and land like this. Bad idea. Okay, and then I used to come down here and dip my chest down before I went up into upward facing dog. And she told me, bad idea. Once you change that rotation of your shoulders and your elbows, you start to become really unstable. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to walk through the transition between Chaturunga and Cobra, and then Chaturunga and Up Dog. Okay, so the first option is Chaturunga and modification to Cobra. So we're here, shoulders back, shoulders drawn together, chest lifted. Don't drop your head here. That's another common mistake. Inhale, Exhale, lower down, elbows bend to 90. And then inhale, sink the hips down and roll the shoulders back. The hands should be just about placed where they need to. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. And then on an exhale, you lower your chest and push back to child's pose. Okay? So if we're coming chaturanga to up dog, then we're going to come to the toes. Same rules apply. If you feel your hips sinking down, you've gone a little too far. If you feel your hips way up there, not quite strong enough in your belly yet. Okay, so from here, lift the chest. Inhale, exhale, elbows only bend to 90. And then inhale, we shift forward and we come to the tops of the feet. And the hands are the only thing on the mat. And then from here, we exhale, down dog. All right? So that's your practice, right? Never ever letting the elbows bend deeper than 90 degrees. And don't do that whole funky thing with dropping the shoulders and then scooping through. That's my 2 cents about it. If you have any other questions about how to be stable in chaturanga, how to do it well, or any other questions about any other asana, please feel free to ask those questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to make another tutorial. Talk to you later.